I'm Cameron. I'm from North Carolina. I go to North Carolina State University, and I'm studying civil engineering.
My name's Claudio. I go to school in Montana at Montana State University, and I study finance and economics. We came in, I think, with kind of the stereotypical expectations. There's like some, I guess, famous movie actors from around here. Like stereotypical people, Margot Robbie, whatever, guy who plays Thor, like, didn't really know too much, just the stereotypes, you know, kangaroos, koalas, whatever.
I definitely came here with intentions of like, I guess like picking up like the surfing vibe and all of that. And then it definitely like opened up my like eyes to like a whole new perspective of like different countries and even my own country. Like it like helped me learn a lot about like how people view our country and like, I guess that kind of stuff.
As soon as I landed, the first thing, I didn't realize that you guys drove on the other side of the road from us. So when I walked right up to the car, I was at the wrong side. I was about to open the door and I realized it was the driver's door. And I was like, oh, geez, this is kind of awkward. So that was the first thing I noticed.
I think another big thing too is like picking up on like the dialect and I guess language of the people here as well. It was kind of a big like culture shock to me because I didn't expect it to be like kind of this intense. And then also like, yeah, like the weather's awesome. I didn't expect it to be this well. And yeah, overall like the people are super nice and I get a good vibe from a lot of people. I think it was definitely cool being experienced to like a lot of the cultural stuff we did even here at CATS when we had like the people come in and play the didgeridoos. That was a really cool experience to get to see that, and like trying kangaroo and like doing all those stuff with the indigenous people was really interesting and like feel like mind-opening.
True, I didn't know anything about like Aboriginals prior to coming here, and so that was really eye-opening. One thing I noticed about Australia in general is the people are way nicer than back home. When I walk down the street back home, it's not that often that somebody will like look you in the eyes and say hello, but I feel like here, everybody does it. It's just, you're the weird one if you're not gonna walk by and say hi, or you're not gonna smile at somebody, which is just the opposite thing back home. It's really nice to have that. I actually had a friend who was here 1 year ago, exactly, and so we had a class, like the semester before I came here, we had a class together, and he just happened to overhear me talking about coming to UWA, and he's like, if you want to go anywhere, like St. Cat's is the place to go, best place on College Row, like great community, they do a lot of events and stuff, like it's the place you want to be, so I pretty much just took his word for it, and then went with it, and great decision.
Prior to coming here, when I was deciding where I was gonna stay, I did a bunch of research on like all different colleges and like checking out their amenities and like food, and I guess all that kind of stuff. And I guess like St. Cat's just had a really good balance of like all the things I was looking for, so that was pretty much like the main reason. Nothing like St. Cat's. Like at home, like our freshman year, we usually stay in like a dorm where like you'll have a roommate and you'll be put in like a hall, and then everyone will share a communal bathroom. And then there's no like meal plan there. There's no activities run through your dorm or anything like that. Like whereas CATS, we have all these events going on. It's like one big community. Whereas at home, it's basically just like somewhere to stay, like on campus. My first day here, I was definitely overwhelmed. Like when I first got here, it was just like a whole bunch of people like talking in an accent completely different to mine. I was just like, what am I doing? I didn't know anybody at first when we had the lunch, so I kind of just stood awkwardly on the outside like, what do I do right now? and then Fiona actually came over and guided me, and I actually got a seat right next to this man, and that's when we met, so ended up being a pretty good day.
There was just like a crazy amount of events going on, because I was used to like just the dorm back home, that's what I was expecting, and then all of a sudden there was like this lunch, and then all the activities in the evening with your wing. I remember there was like playing music and like kind of like sun was setting, we were all like hanging out with our wings, like doing competitions. That was just great vibes. That's what I was having the whole time. I think the most memorable thing for me has been just the community the whole time. Like one of the first days when I was here, this kid that I didn't know, he came up to me and was like, oh, like what are you doing today? I was like, I'm gonna go to the beach, I think. And he was like, oh, like me too, like let's meet up. I'm like, let's go. And I just had no idea who this even was, and just turned out to be like a super fun day. And then I just noticed that same feeling throughout the entire semester. There's like community, great RAs, like support staff, and then like the individual residents here as well. They just do their best to make everybody feel included.
Definitely for me, like the people will definitely stick with me forever. Like I've made lifelong friends here that like I hope to see in the future and things like that. And then also like events that happen, like Wing Combat, like that was a big memory for me that like I'll probably remember for the rest of my life. It was just super fun. The advice that I would give to students coming here is basically just get involved as possible. Like go out and meet as many people as possible. Go out and do as much as you can. On nights where you're like, oh, I'm just gonna stay and I don't feel like doing anything, it's like go out and like go do it, and like you never know what's gonna happen that night, and it could be like one of the best nights of your life.
I would give the advice that you should just come in with as much of an open mind as possible. I mean, you've already taken the first step to go abroad, which is a huge step, but now you just need to not think that like your way is the best way always. So if you keep your mind open, you'll just meet a bunch of new people, learn a bunch of new life strategies. You'll just learn an insane amount as long as you're staying open-minded and not conceited.